What are tables? Tables and pivots, they are data binding tool for the first thing that you need to remember. Before we go into understanding and explaining them. When we say data binding, what do you mean by data binding? They, bind the data on the headings. So when we do something to one heading, it gets applied to the entire table or entire data. So the binding happens with headings. So both tables and pivots are data binding things. And Excel tables are a beautiful tool to work. When your data is, one second, why not working? So when we say they're data binding tools, what they're doing, they're binding the data with headings. And Excel tables are very good tools when your data is changing or expanding every given point in time. Say today you have X data, tomorrow you have Y data. So when you're adding the data, table automatically expands. So when the tables are expanding automatically, good thing that happens with this entire thing is your formulas and things, they automatically keeps on expanding. So that is how and why we use table. And the other thing that we'll be using slicers, which you can use only for 2010 plus versions. You have to put data into data table, or 2010, I think you have to put in pivots only. 13 onwards, you can put in data table and apply the slicers. Slicers are visual filters, which are normally used, people are using those instead of using pivots these days. These are beautiful tools. We can just click and you can change the entire thing. Graphs, things can, lot of things can change, lot of values can change based on these slices. So I'll take you through first data tables, then we'll go into pivot, and then we'll talk about slices. So let's talk about the tables in here. Let's say this is the data that we have. I'll just copy this data and paste it in here and call it as tables. So how do you put anything into tables? You go to insert and you have tables, which is control plus T also can be utilized. So control A and control T. Before you put anything into tables, you need to understand the data is binding through headings. So headers are important. Same with the pivots. You cannot put a data inside a pivot table without having the headings. So if you look at this box, this is create table. And here you have this box. My table has headers. Say OK, and you will have some formatting coming into this table. This is what we call it as banded rows. One some color, the others blank, color blank, color blank. This you cannot do it by hand. You have to put into pivots, tables, and tables have something else. On the right hand side, you will see table styles, and these things will open only. This design is an additional tab which opens when you are inside this table. Move out of it, you will not see this design. You go inside, you will see this design. You have a lot of designs which you can apply in here. Whatever you select, you can take those design. You can create your new table style also with colors and things. So let's keep it the default as of now. Now, what is the change that has happened? These headings are now binded with the data down. So what can we do with this? Let's add one more column. Let's say we want to say account open and account submitted is happening. Let's have something else. Let's say rejection. Right, rejection, hit enter. See what happens? Kind of a flash fill has happened. The same banding and thing has happened here. Now the formula for rejection would be account submitted minus account opened. Now see how this formula is written. This formula is written with respect to headings. It is not written with respect to the cells. If you look at here, this is ACC submitted and ACC opened, which is your heading. When you normally do it, hit enter. This will be applied in all the cells. You don't have to repeat this down. So if I go into pivot tables and do it, the raw data that we had, see what happens? I write rejection, and when you write equal to 19 minus 3, that is what I meant to say when I was talking about the heading clubbing in the beginning. So let me remove this. If you look at tables, they have all, you don't see formulas running in here. No R1C1 notification. You'll see account submitted minus account. Headings will be subtracted. So formula and things happen inside the headings, and this gets repeated till down. So if you have to apply VLOOKUP or anything, you can put in data table, get this worked upon, and the entire thing will automatically work. These tables are auto expanding, which means when you add a new data, that automatically becomes a part of it. So let's try and add new data down here. So let's put some number. See, this automatically gets expanded. So when you are using pivots, normally we put the data into table and then apply pivot on it, so that if my data changes, new data come, I can just paste and refresh the pivot table. So the entire thing automatically gets refreshed. I don't have to, paste the data, go inside, select the data again. Those things, can be removed. So this ways, the table is a helpful tool. So when you are entering anything inside these tables, they will automatically expand, and when you are expanding, it automatically expands. Now, once you get your work done and you do not understand formulas like this, you can convert this back into range. Go into design, and you can remove duplicates, which is not the, leave it from here, and you can convert to range. When you convert to range, it will become a normal thing. So click convert to range. See, it says table E2 minus table D2. The formula will show the notation that we are comfortable with. And this is not auto expanding. So when you go down, nothing is going to happen again. The table linkage is removed. And you can have these branded or banded rows that we have. So the only way you can create normally something like this is putting into tables. So that is how we work on data tables. So you can work on data tables like this. So applying formulas, things, auto expansion, which we go and see in pivot data once we start working on it. So that is what the role of the table is. They help you in building data, auto filling the formulas. You can move table use, you can convert to ranges, you can use control T or from the